Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me. It is 7:03 p.m., so that would be evening. It's been a day. The day after the presidential debates. It was pretty interesting, to say the least. Um, I feel overall that America lost this debate. Not exactly sure who won the debate out of the two. I don't really believe there was a winner. But America lost the debate. It was hard goddamn work finding unbiased sources to look at the different segments, the six different questions, what the answers were. All the sources I was looking at were biased one way, biased the other way, um, out and out not telling the truth of what happened in certain segments. Um, the media is out of control with the biased reporting. The problem with this is too many people who don't want to do the research are listening to the mainstream media. Um, Getting a slant in either direction when you listen to the mainstream media, depending on the news source. Look, I was actually one of those people until I actually started doing my own research and not listening to these news sources and realizing that these news sources were biased one way or the other. Fox is completely biased. CNN's completely biased one way, another way. You have CBS is biased. You have New York Times is biased. You look at the Washington Post. You have biased posts. I look until I don't see someone being biased. I see facts. I go off of facts, and I'm sorry, but facts matter. Sorry, not sorry. That's what it is. So this is the first debate that I actually watched without it being for some class I was taking, and I actually watched. Um, Speaking of class, if they were being graded, they all fail. I'm talking about Biden, I'm talking about Trump, and I'm talking about Chris, the moderator. Chris Wallace also failed. So all three of them failed um, America last night, in my opinion. Um, let's move on to the standards of debates. I've watched clips of debates in the past when debates started, and each year going forward that the debates were there. There are clear standards for a debate. Um, my sister said something earlier to me today that really resonated with me. She said, we actually need these candidates to give us answers to the questions, not jabs or in personal insults. And I'm talking on both sides. When she said that, she was right. I'm talking both sides. I heard the jabs on both sides and the personal insults on both sides, and none of it was necessary. Trump's got enough under his belt of what he's done to know that he's done his job. Biden has actually done some things as senator or congressman, whatever the fuck he is. And so that himself, he has other things that he's been doing. But like I said, there's clear standards of a debate. They're made ahead of time, right? Each campaign is, gone to by the commission, and the questions are, not given to them. They're actually not for a reason. But that being said, they're given the rules. This was by far the most disturbing breaking of those rules that I have ever seen in debates. And again, I'm not an expert on debates or anything like that, but multiple reasons of why. Just off the cuff, letting each other speak. I'm going to start there first because that was really the most disturbing to me. If you have nothing to prove, if you know you've done a good job, you don't need to interrupt people, even if they're saying false news or fake news, in your opinion. Wait until they're done and then address that before you answer the actual question that they pose. Look, I only went to college for 4 years. I know these things. They apparently went to colleges too, so they know these things as well. Um, in the mechanics of interrupting each other, I am speaking to both of them, mostly speaking to President Trump. It appears that the mechanics of a conversation have been lost, not just on the debates, but in America. You can't have a conversation with somebody who has I'm not saying everybody because there are many exceptions, with somebody because you can't disagree with them without it turning into this type of rhetoric. Honestly, guys, Trump lost the following the directions of a debate 101 class. Totally failed that. So that's that. Biden told Trump to shut up a couple times, actually. Good luck with that. I don't think Trump's ever going to shut up. And if you don't know that by now, Biden doesn't know that by now, I don't know what to tell you, because you thinking he's going to shut up is the definition of insanity, because he's not going to, and you're going to get insane trying to think that he's gonna. So that's my opinion on that. That's actually why I used to despise looking at his face. And that's why now I have learned to respect his outspokenness. I'm outspoken too. A lot of my opinions are unpopular. I kind of respect his unspokenness. His character? Talk about that another time. He doesn't back down on his beliefs. And I see Biden's beliefs are all over the place. He declares he is the Democratic Party right now. He is the Democratic Party. But he failed to show me where he is the Democratic Party, because he wasn't talking about things that he was going to do to change things. He didn't talk about his plans enough. He fell into the rhetoric of shaming the opponent. Trump isn't a politician, dude. It was unpresidential to continue to interrupt somebody during a presidential debate. It is. It's rude, and it's downright crass. And those are things that Trump has been seen doing over and over again. And honestly, he is who he is. And he isn't who he isn't. So let's talk about that as well. Unpresidential. That's the point, isn't it? Trump is not a politician. He's not a politician. But he does hold the office. He's my president. And no matter how you believe, he's your president. You live and are a citizen of the United States of America. This man has one office of our elected votes. That makes him the president of you, the citizen of the United States. You can be in denial all you want, but the facts are the facts. When we get to the questions, I got lost at some point on what question was what. Sure, I could look it up and find what question, but this is just my synopsis. So here's the thing. The first question was about the Supreme Court, where Trump's nominated a conservative judge. He's conservative. He's going to nominate a conservative judge. That's just the thing is. Amy Coney Barrett. I haven't done much research on her. I feel she is pretty conservative, but she's a woman. So not all women's rights are lost as far as that's concerned. She was left nominated to fill the seat left vacant by the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. R.I.P. RBG. Didn't agree with everything she had to do, but she did pave the way for women in a lot of aspects. Thank you very much. Rest in peace. Biden wanted the voters to have a chance to decide who gets to nominate the justice. Fair, right? Well, Trump said they voted 3 years ago. I won 3 years ago. I chose the new justice. And BT Dubs, I also seated the vacant seats Obama left open too, because I'm president and I can, and I don't understand why there's vacant seats all over the place. I'm not pandering to anyone. It's my right. It's my job. Period. He's right. So why were those seats vacant? Why didn't they get filled? I don't understand why presidents don't do their job to the highest of their capacity. Use their powers for good. and do things that they need to do. That's what it's about, right? So I believe that, President Trump is right. He has the right to nominate it. He's not president for 3 years. He's president for 4, and he's still president right now. So he has the right to do that. And that's how I feel about that. I mean, you can comment otherwise, but I'll definitely take your comment into consideration as long as it's constructive. So at the end of that, Biden flies off a comment. That was a really productive segment. Well, no, it wasn't. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for keeping us confused about what you really stand for. I mean, I still don't know a lot of what Biden stands for. I've been shown what President Trump stands for. Whether I agree with it all or not is a completely different topic and could take all night, but I do agree with him enough to say that he had the right to do that. And, I mean, wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? And that's that. Second question is healthcare. Trump, Uncle Donnie, Prez, sir, I implore you to please listen to the question before you respond. And furthermore, please listen to the question to give a productive answer and not just listen to respond. Because I don't want to hear what you want to say. I want to hear the answer to the question, sir. Biden, I would really like that from you as well, sir. I'm a middle voter. My vote could go either way right now. I am leaning towards one direction because another direction is showing me a lot of stuff that I don't agree and believe in. And again, another topic. On this particular topic of healthcare, Mr. Former Vice President, rather than smear Trump's COVID response, why not detail your own comprehensive healthcare plan for the people to mull over? If you have one, which you say you do and you're working towards, or whatever the deal is, tell us about it. Because voters like me, who really don't know what you stand for, need to know what you stand for. So please tell us what you stand for. Even if President Trump decides to argue with you, answer the questions, sir. Please. Then Trump flies off a question at Chris because Chris asks a question about the health care, and President Trump wouldn't let him finish. So Trump flies off this, I guess I'm debating him, talking to Chris. Well, I have one thing to say, Mr. President. Don't interrupt. And he wouldn't have to beg you to allow him to finish asking the question. Because you don't know the question fully until the question's asked. And if he thinks you didn't do anything to present a comprehensive health plan other than abolishing the mandate, then clearly we need to know too. Healthcare is very important to us, and we do need to know your stance on this, sir. It's very important for swing voters like me. There are more of us now than ever. A lot of people walking away from the Democratic Party. So, honestly, sir, please, instead of firing back, calling fake news, if you don't agree with the question, just at least listen to it, refute it, and answer the actual question. I implore you, please, I need to know, a lot of people need to know what's actually going on, and we don't need to see you fighting. We know you can do that. We know you can bulldozer a way through a conversation. And I know that most of what you say is factual. Other things, bullshit, just like any other person in office or politician. You're in the office, you're kind of speaking like a politician sometimes, and Joe is just a politician. So that. This is where the questions start getting muddy for me. So I don't know where 3, 4, 5, 6 go, but this is where Biden stating Trump tanked the economy, the unemployment tanked. Joe, come on, man. Like, do you know that COVID made things close down so the economy tanked and unemployment tanked. But it was at the highest before the freaking virus, right? And please, let's not go to his response because that's a completely different topic. Joe, no! Come on, man! Stay to the topics. Remember what we're talking about, please. Trump is attacking Biden's kids instead of answering the question at hand. I don't care about Hunter. I don't care about... What's his other name? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about what the Trump's kids are doing. I don't care. But Trump's attacking Biden's family. Then Trump attacks Trump's family. Trump's family lost money to be in the government. Well, yeah, I'm sure they did. They had tons of multi-million-dollar businesses. And they're helping their father with freaking politics now. And their father at least is not taking an income. So, come on. Even if you hate Trump, you got to give him some things. Questions about race. Trump was asked about denouncing white supremes. White supremes! I'm going to shout out Salty Cracker on YouTube. He's amazing. Check him out. White supremes is what he calls them. And patriots, Proud Boys. And he did. But he didn't know what Chris wanted him to say. So he's like, Chris, what do you want me to say? Who? And he said, yo, stand down, Proud Boys. I don't know who you are, but stand down, stand by. But please address the Antifa and left-wing violence. Because there's a lot more of that. And Chris, I didn't see you asking Biden about any of that and what he would do to protect the nation. That's important. But you only asked one of the candidates the question. Moderator rule number 1, sir. Let's go. Come on. Do we have to go back to communications class? Come on now, guys. 3 men failed America last night. This has got me in an uproar. Media's not mentioning that part, though. Of course not. Biden never answered. Biden barely said law enforcement was necessary. He chose those words carefully and stopped speaking abruptly. Did you notice that? I noticed that. I notice facial expressions. I notice eye movements. I notice the way you are fidgeting. I notice everything about your micro expressions. I can also tell bullshit when I see it. And you were doing a lot of laughing, but you weren't doing a lot of fact telling. Voter fraud. My friend Mary, she messaged me today and she told me about this. About this game her cousin was playing. I guess I gotta watch it because they got video of it, but they were playing this game. And every time somebody said voter fraud, I guess that was the main point behind the game. So, centering around the words of voter fraud, in my college days, I'm sure that got interesting. I know in my college days we did something like that, and it got real interesting. So I can't wait to watch that. I'm sure it got interested. Wednesday, Aaron and I did a crazy stuff, but I'm pretty sure we did one of those, when they mention it, you drink games. I don't remember a lot of college, but those girls were great. Trump. Voter fraud, like never before. That's what he wanted to hammer on. Well, you know, mail being found in bags in alleys, ballots being sent everywhere without being requested. You don't see an issue with that? Maybe he's onto something. Just maybe onto a little something. Yes, I think the USPS can handle the bulk. But will they be unbiased about it? Will they be honest about it? Will they not drop off bags in alleys of mail that's supposed to be delivered? See, I get it. But I also get that it's available. So whatever way you're going to vote, vote. Honestly. That segment should have been very, very different. You know, Biden was saying, whatever you do, get out and vote. Go out and vote. Go show your vote. Show up and vote. Isn't that the same thing Trump was saying? So, boys, you agreed on something. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. That segment should have been way different. The whole thing was a disaster. Very, very, very uninformative, in my opinion. I'm a middle of the line voter. People like me, there are a lot more of us by the day. We need to know, why should we be voting for you? Why you are fit to be our next president. Not how the other candidate is unfit. That's not of interest to us. What's of interest to us is how you are fit and what you're going to do, so we can make informative decisions. This is like a parental custody battle. Don't get me started on CPS. United States citizens are in the middle of our two dads fighting over who's right and wrong, who's going to be the disciplinarian, who's going to do it right and who did it wrong. Let us decide that, guys. Just present your case. I challenge you to just present your stance and not attack the other candidate. That's old. It's old and it's immature. Guys, you're both way more older, more mature. Should be, anyway, right? So, anyway, I hear they're revising the format for the next one, possibly including mic muting. I'm excited for that one to come out, so when I know, I'll let you know, and we'll get to there. So, like, dislike, comments. I love discussion. Your points of view are awesome. Please be respectful with them if you feel like commenting. Thinking about this. I'm leaving you with this. Biden, 47 years. What did he accomplish? I don't know. Do you? Well, I looked it up. 42 bills, 28 of which were enacted per govtrack.us. That's my source. Trump, 53 accomplishments listed on the whitehouse.gov website in 3 years and a half so far. Would you like to see a video on that? I'd love to break it down. I'm going to break it down for myself. If you want me to put it on video, I'll do that as well. Please let me know below. Thank you guys for watching. Please do better for us, guys. You are what we have to choose from for a president of our country that's in distress. Please, please, please give us facts and answers, not pandering, propaganda, jabs, and personal attacks on your family. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Be good to each other.